Welcome back, guys. It is the final day, December 31st, 2021. It's been a pleasure making videos for you guys this year. I want to thank you all for joining the community. I've learned a lot from all of you, actually, from all sorts of different avenues, from options to stocks to tips and tricks, and a lot of laughter. And I appreciate all of you, and I'll jump on the Discord and following on YouTube and Twitter. And yeah, good fun year, and I'm excited for the next year. And I'm sorry Jamie didn't squeeze this year. I'll have to push it back 1 year. I thought it'd probably be done by this year, but yep, you have to wait 1 more year. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. This is the final time you'll hear that in 2021. We have a Twitter as well. It's at HappyMoneyYT, and our Discord server is in the description, linked in there. I'm gonna do in today's video, I'm gonna do a little bit different. I'm gonna kind of recap the year. I had a lot of losses this year, and we're gonna go over some of them. It sucks, but figure it could help anybody else out. Worth it. So starting off though, we'll talk about GameStop, SPY, and then options and what's going on. I think we've got about 50 minutes left to close. I think Jamie will probably rally a bit into close. I actually got some daily calls. I kind of have to monitor that a little bit. But so it's now power hour. SPY did come down a bit today. Set up this bear flag. We're moving over, and I didn't even prepare to talk about that, but we're basically moving over from the LIBOR to SOFR. I put it under Happy DD. This is a huge deal with the derivatives market. It's either moving over today or tomorrow. Trillions and trillions of dollars worth of derivatives. You can read about that on our Discord. That's a Reddit post. You read about it on Reddit too. Anyways, that seems like it could be a pretty big deal. We'll see. The reverse repo RRP today is 1.9 trillion, which pretty much crushes all previous records. And moving that derivatives over, it could have an effect on it. Not sure. But anyways, SPY on the hourly, we've got red under the 9 moving average. Pretty big red candle from yesterday, and then kind of consolidated down here. Looks like a bear flag to me. Also have a bearish MACD. That being said, on the daily, still in a bullish pattern, but probably due for a bit of a pullback before it either keeps coming down or kind of runs up. But on the shorter term, I'd say it's probably going to come down a little bit more, maybe tomorrow or Monday rather, 2022, and see if it finds support on that 473, the previous all-time high. If it falls through that, we'll see. Just see where it goes. Got some bearish plays on that, of course, like always. Libras and such. GameStop today. It's GameStop wins the award of most psychologically moved stock in the stock market of the year. I think it should win that award. I think it's the way it's moved. I think has been so such a mind game pretty much all year. I think they've got the algorithms to basically just feed people's psychological emotions and just jack with them. And I think it wins the most. I mean, you say manipulated, yeah, most manipulated, whatever. But to me, it's psychologically manipulated, mess with your psyche. Real quick, on a weekly chart here, you can see most of my videos that talk about GameStop my outlook's bearish. And that's because most days on GameStop are bearish. GameStop moves up for maybe a week or two, and then down for months, or flat, down and flat. Here's a weekly chart. 1, 2, 3 weeks up. Huge week down, down, down. 1, 2, 3 weeks up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks of down and flat. And then you get 2.5 weeks up. Just spikes, and then long, slow, drawn out drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks of just bleeding. That was tough. That was tough, man. That was like almost every day account just $5,000 down every single day. And then a spike, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks of just low volume, just bleeding flat or down. And what, 2-3 weeks up, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of down and flat. So really, I mean, I don't know the percentage, but maybe 25% of the time during the year GME is bullish, and the rest of the time it's basically bearish. So shout out to you guys for holding or trading, or whatever you're doing with GME. It's been it has been quite a ride this year. Coming into it though, it's still looking at the more micro. Looks good for me. The plays I set up yesterday, I'm still hyped about. Everything's still bullish. It's such a cliche that they would dump it on the last day of the year. Makes total sense. Why would they? Why wouldn't they? As you can see, it's just been basically this low volume, just pathetic, just drop with really no reason at all, just to such deep depths of the RSI with just no relief. So it makes sense they do that, but thankfully we have indicators and my TA still looks good, even if it does come down even a little more next week, which it could, because now in the hourly we're bearish. We've got red under the 9, bearish MACD. If it does come down next week, I predict a support maybe 143, 146, 143, maybe even that 140. We'll see. We'll see where they get it to. I think even if it gets to 140 though, we'll still be bullish on the MACD on the daily, which is probably what they're going to try and do. So it'll probably come down and bounce off the signal here. So I was saying it's in these troughs and this dip, that we still might see this dip before the rip. I think it's this, but it's hard to say until we start ripping, like, oh, it was that. Today certainly seems like a lot of momentum to the downside, but I think that's partially just because it's the last day of the year and they're trying to kill morale. Going to the new year, people see these losses. I'll show you mine, and people want to change New Year's resolution. I'm not going to lose money in the stock market. I'm going to get out of these stupid meme stocks, whatever. So I think that's part of it. I'm not sure if that'll keep going down, but if it does, yeah, expect kind of a retest on a higher low, basically like we did here, we've done here, on all these troughs here. So that would put it, 140. I mean, maybe lower. We'll see. I don't predict it'll go too much lower though. I definitely think it'll hold this 129.50 now. I don't think we'll break that support, and I think we are due for good price action in the next 30 days still, by the end of January, maybe on into February, similar to what it did last year, really. So this was 12/22. Big first volume candle day was on January 13th, which was the second week after January trading week. So this was the first week in January trading. 8, 9, 11. Let's see. Is that it? No. Okay, yeah, it was the Wednesday on the second week. So we could see something similar to this. The fact that we're starting at a much higher price, and the fact that they've had to basically hold a short position with a much higher stock price, sucks for anyone that's short. So yeah, the rally in January could be massive. Also because there's got to be a plethora of failed delivers from this massive short campaign they did here. This was very aggressive. I think the ETFs, the XRT, IWM, all those have that one screenshot image showing billions of shares shorted on there, and then the short interest on those is like hundreds of %, and they're on the threshold list. So I think from all that, we should see something pretty crazy, and that's just based on this stuff that we see. But we also have nft.gamestop.com, and I think the news that will probably be coming out this next month, this next year, the beginning of next year, of their marketplace, which would be, I think that would be a catalyst enough for the squeeze, honestly. So we will see. I'm hyped. I got a lot of exposure, a lot of options. Let's go over them one last time. 2021. I can find it. All right, little recap. Here's our Theta account. So I want to highlight that my accounts that perform the best are the ones I touch the least. This is where it goes on with over trading, this sort of thing. Unless potentially you're just only Theta farming and touch a lot and it will perform well. When you're trying to get aggressive in big gains, it's, you're going to be touching a lot, and that typically is bad. Your money doesn't like to be touched, it likes to just sit. With investing, what was it? I put on Discord. It was a quote I've heard before. Yeah. With investing, it's I can't remember. Whatever, you have to jump on the Discord. Gotcha. So 162.5 calls sold. 2 of these. Those will expire worthless today. I'm not gonna roll it over the weekend. Typically, news comes out for companies on a weekend. That's a pretty common thing. So maybe NFT marketplace news this weekend. That would be sick. Here's our TD recap. These big spikes here, well, I think this was me adding money. So added money. This one wasn't, though. This was the run up we had September, I guess. August, September, yeah. So what you want is you want it to rip up, and then you want to kind of hold a higher floor. I didn't take enough profits on this one, so really realized just from this point to this point. And this was mostly options. I didn't have any shares in here, so shares you're going to see come down. But this is a recap on this account. We're doing all right. It's because I don't really touch this account. This one's just selling covered calls, basically. And then I bought that leap, so more covered calls on. And even with the stock going down, I mean, you can see, so it's had that crazy down move since November here, and you can see it here. 55,000 down to 31,000 now. But that would be a lot worse if I wasn't selling covered calls on that. We're making 500 or so a week selling calls on GameStop. Yes, when it pinches or squeezes, I'll probably have to be rolling. There'll be gains I will be missing out on to an extent. And that's if I plan on selling my shares. If it's a small pinch, I probably won't sell any shares, so rolling those over will not be a problem. So that's our TD account. The E-Trade, this is the one for this year. So total unrealized gain, negative 64,000. I think that's basically it for this one. So here's how it compares to the Dow Jones. But just put it in the Dow. This is because we're aggressive. I've been aggressive swinging for the fences, basically, with the GameStop and trying to land a huge amount from a pinch or a squeeze. If it's squeezed during any of that time, yeah, this would be a totally different video recapping the year. If I had taken profits better, yeah, we probably would have been up on this account over the year. But yeah, so let's see. Here's this. This was selling the house, adding money from selling the house. I moved money around to the other accounts from this one. The long term, the Weeble, the TD, just because I wanted to spread it out. And I still don't like having this much money in a trading account. Relatively, I think your biggest position should be in your long term, and then much smaller allocated to a trading account. But with how this is and having my GME shares in here, it's just a large amount, which it's fine. Learn to deal with it, I guess. But anyways, and then this was, I think, refinancing as well as maybe a pinch, and so down from that. Not crazy, but yeah, didn't lock in enough profits. Should have locked in more profits. So not great on this account. And this is the account I touched the most. So there you go. Our Weeble, Jimmy, it might be worth it for them more to keep it away from Max Payne, just to keep it low. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Right as I say that, just a random. That was crazy. It's maybe worth it more just psychologically for them to keep it low. Look, 23,000 volume out of nowhere. What just happened? Nothing just happened. It's just than to put it at max pain. Just psychologically going into the new year. Man, it's crazy. On this account, this one I ended up not touching as much. So this one initially was my first account that I traded with the most, and went up and down. But yeah, we're up on this account just like our TD account. This big spike. So this one actually I did lock in profits. We were down $82 and then up 11. Not enough profits I locked in, but I just grabbed a couple calls on some of the spikes in this one, and then when we were up, I didn't want to have to try and time it, so I would just sell them when they were doing pretty well. Whereas other accounts, I would kind of try and hold and just think we're going to squeeze and this or that. So at that point, we're up 11, and then here. So this one also has a ton of shares. This isn't this. Okay, this is realized actually. This year date realized. At this point, let's see, we're up 13. So up 13 grand then. I think this is now shares though. It's just moving around with the shares. So if GME gets back up to 200 or so, this, you know, will be back up higher. Why it says, okay, so we're up 6,000 on the year on this one, but realized P&L for this year is 8,700. Okay, so this will go up as the shares go up because our shares, we have 100 shares in here, and we have covered calls on them. So fine to close that as soon as it's cheap enough. This is, oh man, what a way to end the year with GME. After all the year, this is how they would do it. Of course. History today, sold short. What did I do? About to open, sold. I don't remember what I did actually. What is this? Oh, I did a put zebra, a shorter term put zebra on the SPY, and it's about 4% down. It was up for a bit, but I think we'll probably come down, like I said, the next few days. It's only 5 days on it, cost $594. Break even on it is 476 or lower. So 476 on break even. If it's lower than that, this is all profit down here. So see how that one goes. And then of course we have this longer term put zebra, as well as this call credit spread on SPY. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's all it is. Bought 20 shares of GME today. Final day of the year. Got to do it. And I wanted to back to an even number on here. So now we have 500 instead of 480. Bought some calls. These are the daily calls. That's all. Oh, and then I averaged down 2 of the calls I bought yesterday. Might be early. Might keep coming down Monday, Tuesday. We'll see next week. But I wanted to average a little bit in these 195 calls. Because yeah, it's crazy how much the premium swings just from one day. Yesterday wasn't even that much of a rally, but I paid a premium. These were like 30-something% down today just from yesterday, and they have 21 days left, so kind of crazy. I mean, there's a wide spread on there too, which, you know, that's another way they make money. The market makers on the options, they just jack the spreads way open to screw you. Been a fun year though. I attribute losses in the market to basically a tuition, cheap tuition with experience and with potential to make a lot of money. A lot of lessons learned through failure. So I am thankful for that. I'm very grateful, and I'm thinking squeeze 2022 now. That's what I'm gonna say, and hopefully it's soon. We will see. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. Have a good night tonight. Happy New Year's to you. Be safe. We'll see you in 2022. Yeah, be good to one another. Treat others how you want them to treat you. See you on Discord. Peace out.